Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Gallegos, and I'm alongside Marty Sleva,
Hi guys.
and we work here at IGN.
We do,
If
yeah.
the opening little video didn't convince you, we're playing Don't Starve.
Yeah, which I'm in the process of reviewing. I'm kind of wrapping up my review now, but there's not going to be a video review, so we kind of wanted just to record some video and kind of share how we feel about the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're a lot. Like, it's been a while since I played. For instance, the last time I played, there wasn't the sanity indicator. You just had to worry about not starving.
Yeah, so so I guess like quick history lesson, the game was available in like a free beta version on Chrome like almost a year ago, I believe. So people could play it. It's kind of a open world procedural survival game where you're tossed into a world, everything changes.
Here, click the maximize button. I just thought maybe we should do that.
Oh, that's probably
good.
Yeah. Video games. So you're thrown into this world. It's kind of like Minecraft, where as you can see on the bottom, I'm collecting all sorts of different goodies, chopping down trees and picking at rocks in order to ultimately fend for myself, get food, and survive the night.
I mean, the goal is literally don't starve.
It is to not starve.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool that there are things like skeletons and stuff.
Yeah, so there you come across kind of like what is assumed to be prior explorers who have died, and sometimes you can find really cool stuff like awesome weapons and gold, and other times it'll just be like, oh, they had a bunch of rope on them. Not sure what this guy was doing.
The sanity meter thing is interesting, too, because you were telling me that it kind of, like when I played the game, for instance, there would be whole days where I would go out and I would just do one thing all day.
Yeah.
And now you actually, it's like all work and no play. It makes you go crazy.
Yeah, your character will literally go insane if you're just chopping a tree, day after day, and then like huddling by a fire at night. And so there's other things where once you buy gold, you can create like these little towers that help you with science. Like it is literally called like science tower,
machine,
science machine. And so if you buy that, you can ultimately build things like learn different how to build different things in order to like make a farm or make lightning rods that'll attract electricity. And then there's obviously the things all over the environment. This guy's kind of a passive pig monster, which if you have the right food and give it to him, he'll give you things, but I don't think my berries are
I think he always wants meat in my experience.
So as you can see here, it's almost turning to day, or it's almost turning to night, so this is day.
Yeah, I was going to say, you actually push the evening a lot more than I do. I'm always scared, so I always make fire way probably earlier than I need
to. So I've learned that as long as it's in the red, you're okay, but what happens is if it gets in this final like 2 hours a night, which is probably 3 minutes of gameplay, these like creatures will stalk you in the middle of the night and just
straight
absolutely murder you.
Yeah.
And so, you could build fire. You could build a straight up campfire or a torch, which allows you the safety and you can continue to explore. So that's kind of what I do. Eat some berries.
The bad thing about, if you starve or you get killed in the dark is that that's it.
That is it. It's the game's a roguelike, which if you're not familiar. So that's what another thing I do is just completely illuminate the night by just starting forest fires.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah, and there's another character you can unlock who she's a pyromaniac and she's resistant to fire. Like if I touch, you'll see I get hurt.
Right, but she can just go walking through it.
And so literally, like I do not fear the dark anymore because I just start forest fires and run around.
What happens to all these trees though?
So they're burnt to a crisp, and then you can chop them down afterwards for like ashy coal, and then after a little while they will grow back.
But you can use the ashy coal.
You can use it for some stuff, but it's like you can burn it at night for fuel, but it's not nearly as you're not getting as much out of it.
I never thought of that. Wow, that makes so much light. It is crazy.
Yeah, one nice thing is that the game does. It does absolutely reward bizarre experimentation. Like, I wonder what happened if I just started hitting this thing or combining these two things or feeding meat to, like, there's these pig monsters. I mean, what happens if I feed a pig monster its brother? Like, will it freak out? Yes, it will freak out.
What about like the other characters? Is there like characters beyond the little girl? Or
so you unlock different explorers. Each one has their own inherent ability. This guy just grows a beard over time, which is a completely passive ability. Like I said, hers.
Does she have to worry about sanity too?
Everyone has to worry about sanity. And so as you see, mine's going down. What will happen is, like, if you played anything like Eternal Darkness or any game with sanity effects, like the sides of the screen will start to ripple. Your character will get these really bright white eyes. So it's something. It's almost just as important as your food meter or your health meter.
And so not only monotony, I imagine, plays into that, but also Like there are environmental things I imagine that have to damage your sanity too.
Yeah, there are areas that further off on the island, which you'll see. It's a pretty huge map.
Right,
I
and it's
mean,
like I know that you can encounter like wormholes, they're
worm.
called, and
Yep.
it's just like a hole in the ground that you can jump through.
And it'll take you somewhere really far away, and there will be like horrifying creatures that pop out of the ground that kind of make your character insane and will quickly kill you.
Okay.
There are so it's completely open, and like I said, a roguelike to where if I would die right now, I would lose everything and literally have to start over. Which that there are people who really love that genre, but to me, it just if I put in like an hour and a half, and I lose everything. I don't know. It's tough to just It's not like even you restarting a game, then having like, oh well, your character remembers the recipes it took to craft certain things. It's like, no, you just literally have to start from scratch. And so what I'm doing now, this kind of act of like this minor act of collecting and surviving the first few nights, I have done literally dozens upon dozens of times.
Right. Ooh, rope.
Yep. And so it gets a bit tedious. I guess I have to drop this.
Or make a basket.
Or make a bat. So another complaint I have, which it will be good to illustrate this right now.
Yeah, they've just added a lot of little things.
I'm gonna find a good place to.
Are you saying like if things get caught behind other
where things
you
get
can't
caught,
pick it up?
Yeah. So look at this tree here. I mean, there's obviously I don't need to be chopping down this specific tree.
But there are times where it happens where you can't. I've had to experience something where it is an example like
yeah.
right here.
So
maybe
there's
you
like
didn't wanna
3-4
get rid
pieces
of
of wood, and you can only zoom in and out of the camera. You can't loop it around, but
Right.
in theory, like I might be able to pixel hunt and grab one of them, but
Right.
I would have to chop this down to get
I've
the
had
other
that
one.
happen where it's like maybe like a pigman and I don't want to fight them.
Yeah, but you
so I like then I accidentally hit them with an axe and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they all turn on me.
And there's other moments where something is chasing you, or you have to collect everything before the dark, and really time is of the essence. And I've died numerous times because of things getting
even
lost.
a slight way to twist the camera, even temporarily.
Absolutely.
Would be really nice.
Yeah, I mean, talking about that though, I really like the visuals in this game. I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
kind of
It has a lot of
pop-up book,
personality.
feels like like Tim Burton designed like a diorama or something.
I was gonna say, I was thinking it reminds me of like Edgar Allan Poe made a children's book.
Absolutely. And it has a lot of personality. I like the music. It has this kind of bizarre like carnival sideshow aspect to it.
And the way that all the characters, even when they talk, are like weird, like discordant sounds, like from a horn or
and
a flute.
It feels like a messed up fairy tale. Like you pretty much meet the devil when you first get to this place, and you're pretty much the game is like in a purgatory. I mean, there's barely any narrative.
Right.
So there are, despite the fact that it's very open, kind of Minecrafty, there are in the actual retail release. I think it's a thing called adventure mode, where if I were to journey, I mean, it's probably a ways away. There are these like kind of wooden portals to.
Right, I found one of those.
Yeah, and so it's pretty much the story. It's these 5 parts of a story where you're trying to assemble this wooden structure in order to save a character.
Okay.
And that's where most of the narrative comes from, and that's where most of the actual the goals that your character has.
Yeah, I know that
Science machine.
another thing they've added, since a lot of people might have played this, I know since the last time we did a video on it, is the ability to choose how your world generates too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Which should we pop up for that? And,
Yeah, sure.
And
If you
kind of
want.
show you. So we'll save this guy. Yeah, that's a nice thing. I mean, Anthony was surprised because he hadn't played the game since a little bit earlier. But when you go to create a level, change your character and then customize world, and you have a lot of different things that you could do. You can, change the size. You can change the season. Give horrible weather. Throw some yaks everywhere.
A ton of beefalo. As they're called in
beefalo.
this.
There you go. We'll throw some skeletons. We'll just make a day. Some pig monsters. Lots of food.
That's what I'm saying. Like lots of carrots lying around, which is really nice. So you can make it a little bit easier. So you're still one shot. That's it.
But you can. And it's also, I don't know, it mixes things up a little bit. Like if you're sick of kind of playing the same thing, you can almost create your own challenges. Like maybe I want to see how long I could survive in the
in a
worst
world with like
possible.
no food.
Yeah. And then one thing, I can't really mention this in my review or knock the game for it, but I really feel like this game would benefit from multiplayer.
I agree.
It gets very lonely at times, and I feel like it would be a ton of fun to be able to.
I mean, that's what makes Minecraft amazing.
Yeah, I mean, even if we started, say, opposite sides of the map, after half an hour to be able to meet up with your buddy, and you can end up building like a farm and creating walls around it that protect you from creatures, and I don't know, I think that'd be a lot of fun. And Clay has promised, Clay, the developer who also worked on Mark the Ninja last year. have promised that they're going to be releasing free updates to the game.
Yeah, I mean,
that
in the main menu, if you paid attention, it actually said next update,
That's-
21 days.
Yeah,
like, it
yeah.
tells you it's coming.
And I think they said for the next 6 months they're going to be releasing stuff, and they've promised that it's it's substantial content and not minor things. So maybe that is going to be some of the stuff. And I think if that's the case, that's going to really benefit the game, and I would absolutely go back if that's added and write a little bit more about it.
Yeah, I mean, it would help. It would help at least keep you from having to do all the monotony yourself.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I don't know, I kind of wish, just like the first 20 minutes of the game are so kind of tedious that I wish you could almost macro, like, all right, just put me 20
It'd be
minutes
nice
into the
if
game
you started
where I have,
with like pickaxe and axe or something.
yes,
just every
yes,
time,
or
right?
just have 10 of the basic things, and then if you want to become a hunter, do that. If you want to start a farm, do that.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean, so far, like I said, our review should be up, Wednesday or Thursday of this week. I'm enjoying the game. I definitely have some qualms with it, but it's really stylish and interesting, fun take on kind of the sandbox, Minecraft-y roguelike genre.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a quick look at Don't Starve, and I'm sure we'll be checking it out later as updates come, bringing back Marty from time to time.
Absolutely.
So for more on Don't Starve, keep checking back on IGN.